that? I just have one question for you. Why are you gay?
I am not gay. I am a straight man.
Are you Mr. or?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Why is it that?
Where there's tribal sound, and in the air where the tribal sound, terminal, tribal sound, Big Man Spidey, the tribal, where there's tribal, jeez!
You see me, I ain't watching you, watching her.
Where there's Africa, got to take them to Africa. Where there's Africa, got to take them on a trip on a journey. Whoa. Where there's Africa,
Don't mix
got
it.
to take them to Africa.
Don't mix
It's
it.
like,
Hey, Spidey, don't mix it. Hold on. I'm like,
and again.
hold on. Hey, stepper, that's that one way. That's it way. Can you hear that roar? Stand clear of the door. Luggage overhead, everybody on board. Take off time on Terminal 4. And can you hear that roar? Stand clear of the door. Luggage overhead, everybody on board. Take off time on Terminal 4. Hi-ya!
I am a money maker, hand to the edge, I'm a money maker. Move one time, you're a money maker. If you're on this train, money maker. Hand to the air, money maker. Move one time, money maker. On this drink, money maker. You see us terminal. You see me. I ain't watching you, I ain't watching her, I ain't watching him. I got to dance and bubble and sing. Terminal 4 with a terminal 3. Terminal 4 with a power nose. When you come to my house, just respect my house. Don't let my house, somebody out of the house. When you come to my house, just respect my house. Come on, talk to them. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Hold on. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. Play sleep, hold on. Play wiggy, hold on. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. Can I please have your attention? I said this is the captain's weekend, and I'm in the Terminal 4. Can I please have your attention? Early.
hear me? Achieve black how them want. Achieve black in a them heart. Achieve black I send the flat. Them on the pepper and the salt. Let it play. Every day. They got let us way. They want to give it to the way. Oh man. It's Yo, you know it do on your son. Them boys from down there, son. They can't step round your son. Oh man. Second land sea. Alright, Jackie, pull it. Yo, how them feel like them skin too tough to bleed. Hustle up me gun, you know James Jones, and make me step like a centipede and take the lead in a war. How them feel like. Yeah, man. It's just jumping this bitch. Slap the like button, share the stream, type your name in the chat, all that. It's gonna be a real quick one, yeah? But yeah, also we take the thing, yeah, because Yeah, man. All right. Real quick, yeah. Shout out Nebula in the building. All quad. Come on, Skyworks. There. Nixie. All quad. Come on. All right. So let's get ready to review the review of the review. Yeah. Oh man. Come on, man. You gotta know who's the pace setters right there, cuz. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, man, don't worry, man. We'll get the panels them running back up how they was soon. Like, we had to take a little break. You get me, cuz? Yeah? Come on, just let them know what G Black and what they want. I G Black in at them art. I G Black we have to plan. We plus pepper and salt. I mean. Alright, dude, play.
Mario, I've been crying for about
Tommy.
4 hours in emotional interviews.
Did he say you've been crying?
The bastards.
Whoa. Oh, man. Started off peppery, yeah? Oh, said that big man don't cry. You never miss the water till you ready run dry. Man. Yeah, man. Alright, dude, play.
Keep asking me about my kids. And it brings me to tears.
I know. I've been trying to just put myself in your shoes. I was talking to my girlfriend, telling you your story, and the 3 weeks ago compared to today, I think you were on the move 3 weeks ago. I can't remember which country you were in, and now you've decided to go back to the UK. Actually, why? Like, if I was in your shoes, the first thing I'd ask myself is, I'd be avoiding the UK at all costs.
Okay. So the truth, everything that's happening now, I plan to happen. That's the truth. So I knew I was breaking their injunction. These children.
Hold on. Yeah, say. I gotta pause it there. Wait, hold on. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, man. Says all part of the plan to break the injunction. See, man, I don't know why these men are arguing in this beef then, like, car. If man saying that, man knows that man was guilty and he was breaking the talking order, then it's a wrap, innit, for that. Like, there's not really an argument against that, then, is there? Is there? Oh, alright, God, play.
3 weeks ago compared to today, I think you were on the move 3 weeks ago. I can't remember which country you were in, and now you've decided to go back to the UK. Actually, why? Like, if I was in your shoes, the first thing I'd ask myself is, I'd be avoiding the UK at all costs.
Okay. So the truth, everything that's happening now, I plan to happen. That's the truth. So I knew I was breaking their injunction. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew it would carry a hefty prison sentence, but I also knew that it would bring the world's eyes on what is a corrupt judiciary. So
How does that do that, though, man? Like, how does it bring the world's eyes on the corrupt judicial system? If you said something on hearsay about this dude, someone's able to bring a libel case. You lost the case because all the rumors that was about the dude you was making it about wasn't proven to be true. Where's the broken justice system on that part? Man who campaign for the wrong things, innit? Like, man's got a complete campaign on actual shit where man's really getting mistreatment of justice, innit? Yeah, me. Stop complaining about things that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the evidence is there to show you was in the wrong or you was in the right or whatever. mad still. Anyway, let it play.
The struggle I've been having, which, as I said, I've just done interview after interview where I've sat and blabbled my eyes out like a little baby. The problem I have is my children and what that does to them. Because the film that you watch, Silenced, which has been seen by 53 million views, if they hadn't prosecuted me with this next imprisonment, it would have been seen by no one. Now, the corrupt judiciary and the weaponization of it, you get to hear my story, Mario. I'm a public figure. What's just happened in the UK with the riots since tells me, more importantly, why I need to go back and face that trial. Because men, grandfathers, do you know, I've just heard, I don't know if this can be confirmed, that 61-year-old British man hung himself last night in British prisons who was in prison for the recent riots. Mario, our documentary is out on the 26th, shows you that men have been imprisoned for sharing memes. They've been imprisoned for saying, you're not English anymore. They've been
I'm not 100% sure if that's true, right? If man's just been sent to jail for saying you're not English anymore, or just sharing memes and all them sort of stuff there. That's, you know what I mean? That does sound like a bit wild, isn't it? Like, and if that's true, cause that's all for some Fort Police shit. You know what I mean? That, but you know how this shit goes, man. They got the shit locked tight, brass knuckles and flashlights. No way did Peter top himself. Murder for sure, God. Now. He's saying that he got murdered now. He didn't kill himself. You know, different people, you know what, it's just different, different mindsets will take different options, right? So, I don't know the guy in it, so I can't say, yeah, man was in a bad way or man was in a good state or whatever. I'm just saying that a way that a lot of people help their ways through this long sentences and all that sort of stuff, they're keeping their minds occupied with other stuff, right? That's why a lot of people do reading, exercise, all them other bits and pieces. So I take shot because obviously it's a long time, innit? You're going to be sitting down for, and it's like it's not broken up into portions, is it? Yeah. You're just in this stink building for however long you're going to be there for still. So, you know, think about someone like Nelson Mandela. Imagine, yeah, how many times he would have wanted to commit suicide and all that sort of stuff there, innit? Like, so maybe having thoughts like that, people in worse positions would have helped you pull through still, man. But boy, it's mad still. Go on, let it play.
lady was given 3 years for pushing a bin. A gentleman shouted, "Whose streets are streets?" and was given a 5-year prison sentence. These sentences were given by the communist tyrants in power who do not have a mandate. You know, Keir Starmer got 9 million votes. That's less people than are in London. 38 million people didn't vote for Keir Starmer. And he is terrified of the public looking at his policies and his lies. He promised, Mario, he promised heating for our pensioners as one of his election promises. As soon as he got in power, he took it away at a cost of £1.3 billion.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure that the winter fuel payments definitely been taken away right now. The budget's coming out next week, innit? The 30th, I think the budget's coming out. Rachel Reeves. Like, you know, I ain't got high hopes for this budget still, fam. Like, obviously, it's a bit mad though still. But differently though, yeah. I don't see how man them are expecting the government to turn around 14 years of fuckeries in like 3 months. 14 years is a long time, isn't it? Yeah, it's a long time, cuz. So, you know, it's at least gonna take a year or two to fix a couple of the issues. So we got to sort of see how it goes. Mad. All right, man. Let it play.
From statistics that just come out of Holland, we know that for every illegal immigrant, it costs us, the British taxpayer, the state, £400,000. That's £298 billion on illegal migrants. That's 2,000 more times than the heating for our old age pensioners. The old age pensioners who have paid into our system their entire life. If ever there's been a time to expose the judiciary, it's now.
Yeah, but that's not one of the things that is exposing communism, right? Because both sides, Labour and Conservatives, says that they was going to be means testing pensioners for winter fuels in this election, and so plus Conservatives already had like 14 years of trying to get the economy back on track by really just giving handouts to wealthy people, international business owners, and other millionaires to become billionaires. Like, what the hell? It's a joke thing, cuz. I should be complaining about that, cuz, yo. Yeah, unless man's linked to some of that though, and it's getting in, you know what I mean? Cuz it's mad still, but God, let it play.
Mario, my film Silence was leaked 3 years ago in America. It had 50,000 views. Everything that happens is supposed to happen. I've tried to tell the wives of the men rotting in jail, killing themselves in jail, being violently attacked because our prisons are controlled by Islamic gangs. I know the fear those men must be feeling. I know the feeling of their wives, their children. I've been in the same situation many times, and I'll be in the same situation, I guess, this week. But their fathers, unfortunately, had to go to jail. They had to. That injustice had to be seen. I am so grateful that we now live in an era where there are different content creators, like yourself, Mario, that have discussions that the mainstream don't, that give people like me the opportunity to sit here and tell you my reasons, rather than people picking up a headline newspaper that tells them I lied. And this story, if you've seen the film, if you haven't, watch it, it's pinned on my X. This film, Mario, in that film, it destroyed the lives of so many. Yeah, it destroyed my life. I was made bankrupt, my divorce. I haven't lived at home for 3 years since that film. But there were so many children in that film that told the truth. One girl was a grade A student at school. I read her school report. She was the only child in her year not to have a disciplinary. She went on to study law at university. When she was called as a witness in my case, we argued in court. I argued with the judge, please don't name these children, because anyone who's been named.
Hey, you know what, yeah? Tom Robinson's really going to have to show evidence for that one there still, because there's no way to prove that you asked the judge if your witnesses, the child witnesses, or the witnesses under a certain age could stay anonymous, and he refused. Yeah, it sounds mad. That sounds wild. You know what I mean? What's going on? Listen, what's going on this way? So, you know, I was at a little crossroads where I could take the side roads in it. Yeah, man. So, and depending on, you know, like, you can't. I'm not sure if you're allowed to give evidence. Well, you're allowed to give evidence from a private room where they know your name in the case, innit? But it's not. It's redacted or something like that. So, And you know how this thing goes here with the propaganda and whatever, yeah? Man could say anything, can it? Like, right now. How are we gonna prove that was true or not? But anything that sounds like it's in your favor, you know, because really and truly, yeah, in hindsight, I'm sure a good few people have said, like, bro, why have you got these youths going court or going to court with these youths about a school kids fight? And now you've ended up with 100 rack fucking fine on some hair serve, some school kids fight. It's mad. Mad. Yeah. Mad. So. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one still. Alright, but go on.
Has received threats to rape, to murder. One of the witnesses whose daughter was beat up, she corrected her statement and said she was lying. On the documentary, I go see her and she says, Tommy, they threatened to rape us. Yeah. So we tried to protect the kids. The judge said they had to be named. I sat the kids down.
Yeah, but if you've got credible people making credible threats to rape, like that's actual charges that could be brought against these people, isn't it? Like, so that's why it's like hard to take any of what man's saying as gospel. You know? Yeah, that's hard to take of what man's saying as gospel, innit? And because like, right, where's man to say, or where's the threats that these people are making, the texts or the messages or whatever? And where's the report, man? Mardukes would have been reporting that. What do you think about this year? Someone's making threats to rape one of your children. And you're scared for your life as well. There's going to be some reporting that, guys. Like that's not snitching it. Yeah, me. I'll bet one of them actions get carried out because it's going to change your child's life. You know? Especially if it was something that you could have helped being avoided. That would be even worse. Cause like, I don't think you'll ever forgive yourself. Yeah? Police put acts on threats only. Yeah, but it'll be registered though, logged, innit? You know? It'll be logged as one of the steps that you was taken. And real threat to rape. That's serious, man. That's not like a joke thing, innit? Serious, cuz that's not joking, cuz you'll get yam for that. What do you mean?
Specifically Charlie. And I said to her, I don't want you to give evidence, Mom. And do you know what? I've kicked myself and I probably hid from this problem. Is as a man, as a father, I shouldn't have let her give evidence. I shouldn't have let her. And she did. And her name.
Yeah, that's a fact. Definitely, you shouldn't have got yourself involved in this school youths beef. And then you shouldn't have had the youths giving evidence in court as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a mad one. That's a mad one, guys. Think about it. Most of these youths probably only done it here because obviously they feel like we're standing up for Tommy Robinson, innit? You know? Mad. It's crazy still, man, but God.
Is down as a lawyer. She left her university case. I get so angry about the injustice of it. And she was sectioned under the mental health. for doing the right thing.
I remember interviewing Prime Minister Imran Khan. Weeks later, he was in jail. He's still in jail today. He was a Prime Minister of Pakistan.
I like Imran Khan. He was fighting against the globalists.
Are you sure you're making the right decision going back to the UK?
For
It's
me,
not too late.
Robinson's a political prisoner like that, though. Like, because, like he said, didn't it? You planned all this sort of stuff previously, right? Like, you planned to release the liable video. You knew what the charges was going to be after. You said that you thought they was going to try and slap you in jail and all that. So, how does that make you a political prisoner, like? Yeah, maybe if you'd be a political prisoner if it was a thing of there's laws or there's actors in certain what's it called that we've got proof to show that these men are acting in a certain way, and they're locking you up because they don't want to change the laws for that. But what would that be then? Obviously, that the main thing I expect about it and Islam and this Jamal Hajjaj
for me, no. For my family, no. For the cause, the best decision I could ever make. For the cause, it's the best decision I can ever make. You have to remember, I've been in this for 15 years. My work, what's my job? I've wrote a statement to the judge. And remember, the legacy media, everyone who's anyone of the citizen journalists will be in my courtroom. When I've been in this for 30 years of my life, Mario, when you watch
beef wasn't a hairstay cuts, you know? You prove it's the other way around, isn't it? Here, you have to accept the evidence. All right. Check. Testing 1 3. We now test 2. When are your old guests returning? Yeah, don't worry, man. We're doing panels again soon still. I needed to put in some work still, man. And I'm in beef for StreamYard still, man. Beefing them right now. So let me know if you can hear me though, man. Yo. Can you hear me? Press 1 in the chat, bruv. Yo. Yeah, these times I'm asking you waste, man, if you can hear me, yeah. You wait till the real man then come true. Mad. Alright, go on. Let it play.
I've lived all over the place on my own. I don't live with my children. What more can they do? I don't know if you're aware, so I'm answering bail for terrorism on the 25th of October. I was detained, held on operation or acting on. We can legally obtain you, and you have no right to remain silent. So we're going to question you now for 6 hours. Now, it's a total infringement. I'm a journalist. It's total infringement of my rights, of my legal and lawful activity as a British citizen, because they wanted to know who's helped me with the last event, the most successful patriotic event there's ever been. Who helped you with that? How did you fund it? Who's working with you behind the scenes? Then ask me questions about my work, which they have absolutely no right in doing. And I have no right to remain silent. So this is not just infringement of my rights, it's actual abuse of power, which I explained to them. And they asked me for the access.
I want these terrorism laws to come in place though, like not me personally, innit? Like, but yo, man never saying, yo, these man ain't doing this, they don't do that. Rah, 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 rah. That's what I keep trying to say, like, rah, my man are campaigning for these laws, and then these same laws are used against you. Yeah. You don't cry now. You get me, cuz? You gotta be careful, cuz. Mad out here. You know what I mean? Yeah, unfair gameplay twice. How you mean? Just because. Alright. My God, man.
To my phone. And I said no.
The question I wanted to ask you earlier, and I feel like I'm compelled to convince you not to go. Are you obviously not 100%? It's not 100%. There's always second thoughts. I'm sure there's second thoughts.
There's no second thought. No second thoughts. Aidan, I've had these thoughts for 3 months. I've drove myself to the point of insanity. I'm going. So I'm on a plane in a little while. I'm going. And you know what? I take, please, I've asked everyone, if they imprison me for a long time or whatever happens in prison, just speak about it. Just speak about the film. Because it'll undo me, but it's going to undo them. It's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt them. Their reputation's on trial, not me. I personally am on trial, but the whole story is far bigger than me, Tommy Robinson. The reputation of the entire British judiciary is about to play out in front of the world. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. 53 million people have watched that film. So here's my statement to the judge. I believe in freedom of speech and freedom of the press. My duty as a journalist is to uncover the truth. And I have worked for years to shine a light on challenges in society that no one else is willing to speak about. Have you watched the documentary, Your Honour? The judge I'm before is not Justice Nick.
But, bro, Tommy's not really getting it, yeah? Or he actually does get it, but he's playing up to the supporters and people that are just not really being critical thinkers in what man's saying. Like, why the hell was the judge going to watch your documentary and change the verdict that he's come to? Why would he do that? Like, what new information have you brought forth in the DVD that you didn't bring to court? Literally don't even make sense still. It's a mad thing still. You know, it's a mad one still. Like, obviously, if you support man, innit, yeah, you're just gonna be cheering, innit? Yeah. But then if you think about it, you're like, bro, alright, cool. But what information have you brought forward that's gonna change the verdict? Or that's gonna mean that he wasn't liable or whatever? That's really what you need to bring forward, because that means that you don't go to jail, you ain't gotta pay the 100 racks, You hear me, cuz? Your 54 million views can go up. You know? You got a scapegoat to point at. The evil, this evil Syrian kid. Blah, 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 blah. But boy, you didn't really bring no evidence like that, brother. So it's meant to keep going like that still. And you know what? Why I'm surprised here, but I'm not surprised here because I didn't think yeah, my man was on this critical thinking thing or just filming from the side and try not to take sides sort of thing, yeah. But I'm surprised that Street Mics, even though you can Google Jamal Hijazi, Tommy Robinson, yeah, the court case will come up. You can download the shit and read the whole shit for yourself and see, okay, maybe the documentary, you know, is a little bit tacky, but walk on for my man, guys. You like the biggest Tommy fan since God knows when, you hear me? He's got bad. He's trying to take over Daddy Roscoe's spot, fam. Oh shit, God, man. Yeah, it play.
Then the one who lied in the case, yeah? Who gave me the injunction, it's not him. If you've watched the film Silence, Your Honour, you'll see that I didn't make any accusations. I didn't make assumptions in the film. I let the witnesses give their testimonies and said that Jamal, in his right to reply, denies all of their accusations against him. I explained Justice Nickman's verdict and I explained I lost the case. There was nothing else I could have included because Jamal didn't bring any evidence to court and he didn't bring anyone to court to speak for him apart from his father, Jihad.
But you have to bring the evidence. You have to bring the evidence to court to prove the statements made in the documentary that you would have been profiting from are not liable. Like that's why they brought you to court and not the flipping other kids. Because they ain't profiting from it. When it was just them man saying what they were saying, yeah, it was just like hearsay thing, you hear me? Yeah, Frog Man's got big DVD documentary and so and so, so and so. Gets a little bit tacky, you know? Mad. But yeah, bro, you didn't really bring no evidence that shows otherwise, right? And when the people, especially when the young lady was questioned on stand, like she kind of fell apart, right? Because even the doctor, imagine the doctor was saying like, "Rob, we didn't prescribe you the pills, the painkillers that you said you was taking." That's damning. Yeah, that's pretty bad still. And differently, like you're saying, if you are on this, I only care about the truth thing, yeah, you should have definitely read that still, man. So, I don't know what Street Mics is doing, yeah. I don't know what Street Mics is doing, because these guys are bad. Fangirling and all that, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, God,
His dad's name's Jihad. No teachers, no social workers, no friends. So the judge found that the 7 teachers and the 5 pupils were lying against the testimony of Jamal, whose entire school record is littered with disciplinaries for lying. It's just mad because on a case like this, it has to be on the rule of probability. You don't even have to prove it, just probable. So anyway, Justice Nickman's verdict in this case is extraordinary. And while the case caused my divorce and bankruptcy, far more important is the impact his verdict that had on those courageous children who came to court to testify. In my defence, Justice Nickman effectively disregarded their testimonies. He said he didn't know why they were lying, but called them liars nevertheless. Charlie, a grade A student.
That's not true. That's actually not true. Hey, you know what? Yeah, Tommy is slick still. I can't lie. Yeah. With the hey. Yeah, man. Hey, he's saying with the big crocodile tears and talking about you know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually not true, because when she was cross-examined and when the evidence was asked for things like the recording of the teacher recording the incident. One of the witnesses, yeah, had to say that everyone in the whole class turned around at the same time and didn't see it. Like, and that was the witness that the guy said was incredible. His testimony was incredible. And not incredible as in superb, like incredible, like raw. It's incredible that you actually think that we could even believe what you're saying is true. So, yeah, you know, we're trying to be fair, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah, give you a chance still. You know, I'm not the biggest fan and all that, and blah blah blah. We try to review the interview fairly, innit? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, say less though, man. Come on. Let it play.
Didn't even like me or support me. She was courageous enough to come to court to testify. She had a breakdown. She had to be sectioned. She dropped off of her lawyer course. She should be living a successful life as a lawyer. Justice Nicklin, he caused that. Bailey McLaren tried to commit suicide. Thankfully, he started to rebuild.
Yo. Alright. So, last words on the young lady or whatever. Going through the stressful time or whatever. Brother. You gotta take some responsibility for that as well then if you want to blame their case or whatever. Okay? You made her, well, never made her. You asked her to be a witness. Did her mums come cool with her? It's like the youths went cool. Well, they're not old enough to go out by themselves though, right? It's like, you know, like 16, 17 and shit. You could make a quick appointment to be somewhere or whatever. There we go, like, but yo. I'm just saying that if you download the court case and read it yourself, I don't think you'll agree with the statements that Tommy's making at the moment, you know what I mean? Like, so, but, okay, so, I don't know much about, the guy, Bailey McLaren, the young man, or whatever. Yeah, hopefully he didn't try and really commit suicide and all that sort of stuff there. I mean, we're not going to laugh at any sort of stuff like that still. That's not all we do, right? Also, yeah, it's that, again, him and Jamal's fight was in the newspaper, worldwide press. I actually didn't see that shit myself, innit? Yeah, the newspaper clipping. You know what I mean? I didn't see the newspaper clipping myself still, but gotta say that if you're blaming anything to do with the court case on this, then you have to take some responsibility yourself, right? It was my man's beef that he had, yeah, but it ended up being your court case fight. Okay, you had to get your big foot involved. You know? Hey, that's what you gotta remember, and I feel like a popular personality, yeah, whether people like them or hate them or whatever, you're going to garner more attention than the average person, right? So if you take up someone's argument, yeah, it could look like it's your argument. I've seen people, genuine people like that in life as well. But they do, yeah. They have a beef with someone, innit? Yeah, but instead of telling that other person, the tough dude on the block or whatever, instead of telling him that they dislike the person, they'll just drop little gems or little bits of hate at the side. You know what I'm saying? leaning towards so and so and so and so and so. Right. My man feels like it's his own decision to go and attack this brother. Yeah, because boy, it's mad still, man. But go on, man. Let it play.
His life. He has to overcome the lie that the whole country was told he was a racist bully. Many others have been affected. The collateral damage of this scandalous verdict is too great for the public not to know the truth. And for a balanced account of the case, some people still believe the legacy media is there to report what is happening, the truth, rather than push strongly biased accounts driven by ideology or political agendas. Well, in this case, the press only attended court on the day Jamal and his father were to give evidence. They then left the court. Literally, do you know, as our 5 witnesses got up to testify, all the mainstream media got up and walked out. So I looked at the judge. They've all left. I said, so no one gets told. There's going to be no reporting on the outside of, like, the first little boy that got up said that Jamal called his mum a white slag and then attacked him when he was 12. Another girl gets up and says he beat her up with a hockey stick. Another boy gets up and says he watched her beat her up with a hockey stick. And another boy, then we go through the school records. It says he stabbed someone. We find out he carries a knife and screwdriver. So all these things go on.
That's not true though, bro. Again, in the court case, where their stuff was, when we read through and reviewed all that, none of that was deemed to be true. That there was no evidence that to substantiate the claim, innit? That was the hearsay sort of stuff, innit? Like, it's because that wasn't able to be proven to be true. That's another one of the liable claims. You know? So, it's mad still. But you know how the thing go, man. Yeah. Let it play.
And it's not reported. It's just not reported. Yeah. So some people are, well, in this case, the press only attended court on the day, and they then left court and didn't bother to return to hear the testimony of the children who were witness to the defence. The whole balanced picture could not be reported by the legacy media because they weren't there. They weren't interested in what the children testifying from my defence had to say. Then Justice Nicklin tried to prevent the whole picture being given to the public by issuing an injunction. He banned the film. Justice Nicklin has banned me from presenting the same evidence that was presented in court. In such a clear-cut case, why is it necessary to hide the facts from the public? If they watched testimonies of the witnesses, then surely...
But it's not. You know what's, bro? This is getting actually annoying, isn't it? Because, like, you keep making it to the court of opinion rather than the court of law. In the court of law, you need to bring the evidence that shows that the statements that you was making about the young man is true. If you didn't provide the evidence for this, that will be the reason why you lost in that case. Like, nothing else. None of this two-tier policing. So. You know what's magic? You see, at the time when that Jamal Hijazi case came on, yeah, there were no such thing as two-tier policing. That two-tier policing talk weren't even about. Yeah, if you rewind back a couple years ago when this case first happened, yeah, you won't hear no one, yeah, I mean no one, none of these right-winger guys talk about two-tier policing and two-tier so-and-so, or being mistreated, or being, you know what I mean, yeah? But, well, definitely, it might be about mistreatment still, alright, but definitely not two-tier policing. Yeah, this two-tier police is some new shit. Yeah. Just because. Yeah, how you mean? Yeah. Check the facts and stats, yeah? This two-tier policing is some new talk, cuz. Yeah. But you know, he's been talking about being mistreated by the police for years, though, innit? Yeah, from the start. You hear me? I should have told you I was trouble right from the start. You hear me? Taught me so many lessons. Oh, man. I not to nurse with broken hearts. Yeah. That's who's been talking about it from the start. Yeah? Yeah, man. I mean, man. Yeah? Big dirty stinking belly. Oh, man. Oh, shit. The things you do for love. Oh, mate. Yeah. Stop it. No.
What's the agenda? Junction was about Jamal. It's not the reputation of Jamal that be damaged, but by this legal service. I don't wish you personally pregnant lawyers and this story around the world for their own purposes. It's very telling that Jamal hasn't asked for me to be prosecuted in this case, neither of his lawyers. The case has been brought to me by the Attorney General, by His Majesty's government. Do you know what it is? I'd love this case to have been put off till after Donald Trump is elected, because the communists and tyrants and frauds and liars in your government have emboldened those in other countries. I really believe it would be a different play if Donald Trump, a man that loves freedom, was in power. I really do.
What? Hey, nah, Tommy, you're guy mad, man. Come on, man. You're saying that Joe Biden being in power in America is the reason why you're under pressure in the UK, or the way that the different governments are acting within the UK over the last 100 days. What about the 14 years that Conservatives have been in power? God damn! They didn't have no effect then for 14 years, and in these 100 days, you know. Bad. Yeah. Alright. Let's listen to the rest, man. Alright, go on.
But the injunction wasn't.
There's no Tommy. There's no option for you, so you have to be there for the hearing. Is that why you're heading off tomorrow? What's the alternative? What options do you have when you sat there looking at? Well, I can go back and for anyone that doesn't know your story, you've done an interview about it. You've done many interviews, and we can go through it. But looking at the various options that you have, if you decide not to go to the UK, what happens next?
Nothing. They can't do anything. It's a civil injunction.
You
Nothing.
can still live a normal life outside the country.
Yeah. That's what everyone's saying to me. But I'll just give
What
you,
happened?
I'll just
Go
give you
ahead.
the conclusion quickly, because this is
Okay,
what
go
I've
ahead.
read out in court. Yeah, the conclusion. In my view, the similarities of the post office case, powerful interests hiding the truth for their own purposes, regardless of terrible consequences for those innocent children I've mentioned and others. If you're asking me whether I plead guilty or not guilty, yeah, I'm guilty of showing the film in Trafalgar Square on the 27th of July. I made that decision personally to play the film. I'm grateful to Elon Musk.
Yeah, see, so that means, like, a lot of times when we've been having these discussions and debates, yeah, people have been arguing against the verdict of the Jamal Hijazi case. Been long, innit? Because, bro, differently, man, saying, yeah, of course he's guilty of showing the film, innit? Like, even man said, man, planning to set the thing out, it's that, hey, you know what though, yeah, listen, yeah, hear what I'm saying? Hey, I definitely can't go no Tommy rallies, because I am finished. Oh my days. Wallahi. Yeah, I'm gonna be like Muhammad Hijab. Yo, the man are gonna rush me like Muhammad Hijab, fam. Oh my days. Wallahi, I'm finished if I go there. Danny Roscoe's gonna fry his rice and peas in the air, cuz, and go mad. Yes, he's here. Rush him. Oh my days. Yo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, cuz, yeah, I better stay way away from a Tommy March right now, cuz, you mean, with my big face on the screen. Yeah. Amanda will be on to me early. He's a lefty. He's Black Lives Matter. Oh my days. Oh shit. Yeah. It'll be finished still, man. So forget about that, cousin. Yeah. So don't ask me about no Tommy Riley's, cuz you ain't seeing me, cuz I have to wear some disguise. Looking like fucking. I'll be like looking like the barber from Coming to America and shit. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Mad Banks would be like, he's not really Jewish. Oh shit. Banksy and Maya Tuzu rush me as well, cause man, I'm finished. Even Street Max. You hear me? Lord. Alright, but God man. Let it play.
And for
Hey, listen, yeah. I could have an England hat, shirt, shorts, socks on, shin pads, and tattoo. You definitely still finished, bro. Yeah? It's a wrap from now. Too many streams, you hear me? Yeah, it's a riz up. Trust me, cuz. I'm definitely not going to no Bumper Cloud Tommy Robinson marches. Are you mad? I'm ready to die. Yeah. I swear to no God, I'm ready to die. Mad. That'll be funny still. Alright, go on, let it play.
X for allowing the film to remain available, for standing up for freedom of speech and for a free press. And although not for you, Your Honour, not for your court, not for the entire justice system, I have absolute contempt for Justice Nicklin's ruling and the attempt to hide the truth from the public. Justice Nicklin fell out with his own father before the case, arguing about me.
Yo, what are you talking about, cuz? If I wear a pink Power Ranger costume, then I think I'm Esau. You alright, cuz? You know what I mean? Come on, try to take man for E. Diddy.
He should have recused himself before the case even began. The world is watching. I stand for truth. I stand for freedom of speech. And I stand for freedom of the press. And if that puts me on the wrong side of Justice Nicklin's injunction, then so be it. If I have to sit in jail for speaking the truth, well, I am now just one of many people that this government is imprisoning for things they say. We are all political prisoners. If I have to sit in jail for refusing to be silenced, I am.
Oh, come on, bro, man. It's like, you know why you was going pen for this one, though, cuz, like, you know? If you just said, you know, but I'm sorry, I can't leave mad. You're going mad, Tommy, cuz, bro. Trust me. Yeah, fam. Yeah, you're going mad, bro. Because you're saying, like, you don't, like, you're just in jail for some crazy words or whatever. They took you for the libel thing, innit? Yeah, you lost the case or whatever. You know what, yeah, like, it's mad still. It's a political prisoner, you know. He just went mad in it. I don't even know what to say to that one still. Go on. Let it play.
Prepared to do that. Thank you, Your Honour. Because, and on the point you just asked me, Mario, Great Britain is my home, and it's what I fight for. And you see the stage that our country's at. They've just imprisoned all these people, and they've done that intentionally and televised it intentionally. And they made it from mothers. A 12-year-old girl got put in jail. A 12-year-old girl, man. A 12-year-old child was imprisoned. And they've done this to scare. The purpose of the government doing that, it's a bit like your January 6th. It's a bit like January 6th.
So if they've done this to a 12-year-old girl, what do you expect happens to you when you land? What's the probability that you don't get arrested? If you get arrested, what will happen in jail? What are you prepared for? Because I know you've thought this through time and time again.
I expect to be detained when I land. I expect that. If they've got any brain, they'll wait till Friday. Because when they detain me, within the UK, I'll be put to prison. And then I have an option to attempt for bail within about 48 hours. So I should then go before a judge. And I'd hope to get bail because I've never not turned up to court for bail. So I'd hope to get bail, which would then result in me being present on the 26th of October. 26th of October, and your good girl here, Vicky's coming to cover the demonstration. I believe.
Do you think he's going to jail for this thing? I'm not too sure, you know. Cause prisons are kind of full right now. You know, man are getting early release and shit. You know, because you might hold a tag or something. You know what I mean? You might hold a tag or something, man. Yeah, cuz. Like, but alright, man. Let it play. Hey, listen. I got to flick out in a sec still, man. Cause I need to go training, because.
You see, they tried to scare the public into silence. And what happens if we allow that to happen is people begin to self-censor. So even when they feel very passionately about something, they don't say it online. And they certainly don't go out and protest. I actually think that's what January 6th was about, yeah, in America. Like, scare the hell out of them, give people 22 years, put them on solitary confinement. Everyone's then like, well, we can't go protest. And they think anyone setting up a protest is a setup, yeah? So it's our God-given right to protest. No one's taking that from us. And on the 26th of October, I hope Keir Starmer and his band of merry monks and all these communists, because they would have thought they crushed it. They crushed the revolution that was brewing. I hope they sit and they see a sea as far as the eyes can see of Union flags, St George's flags, Scottish flags, Welsh flags, and they realise that they may not like me, and it's a sad state of affairs that it's had to be me, but the country is united on this issue. And I hope that we send a message that if you think you're going to take our speech and you think you're going to take.
Hey, listen, you're disagreeing with opinion or even a judgment or whatever is okay or whatever. Everyone's allowed to disagree and give your opinion or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like, but once it goes into this liable court case business and so and so, then, you know, it's a little bit techie, cuz, like, nah, you need to make sure that you're bringing evidence to confirm what you're saying. And differently, like what happens with a lot of cases that the man then complain about or whatever. Well, the man them are complaining about man loads of people going in jail or whatever, innit? Yeah. But only the people that you don't think did actually commit any crime, innit? Like, or there's some sort of evidence to show it could be someone. You see, like that dude in America that got executed, and they're saying that it's not like 100% that my man is the person that killed it, innit? Like, people would more complain about that sort of stuff there, innit? Because the evidence ain't really there, innit? Like, this sort of shit here, where this is like hearsay, some fucking school kids argument, like, viral in the newspaper or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, but man,
For our freedom. Then think again, because not without a fight, man. Not without a fight. And do you know what I think about Mario? Like, it might sound very deep, yeah? If they put me in jail, which they are, I believe 100%, yeah? And they let them get to me, because I lost all my teeth in Wood Hill prison.
Them as in the gangs in jail.
The gangs, the Muslim gangs, yeah. Every gang run by Muslim gang. Islam. America needs to get ready for this and all, but Islam's the biggest gang in jail. They run everything, yeah. They run everything. If they let them get to me, I truthfully believe it may spark revolution. I truthfully believe that, and this may sound crazy, and if my kids watching this, I think, what the, but no one knows what the defining moment of a nation will be that changes the direction of it. The direction we're heading down, and you, and all of Europe, is it's not in the interests of the nation's people. Like, they're destroying our countries. They're taking our freedom. So in Northern Ireland, if you know the conflict in Northern Ireland, Bloody Sunday changed the direction of Northern Ireland. So, sort of without sounding like a suicide bomber, yeah. I'm happily throwing myself into their hands. I'm not happily doing it because I'm a bit distraught and a bit panicked. But the end goal for me is change. And I've been in this situation.
What I worry is that there's an alternative to this. So first, I agree with where the country's heading. Like after our interview, it's a bit of an eye-opening interview for me. The UK, which I've spent so much time in the UK, I've got a company in the UK, I've got family in the UK, I've got friends, team members. I'm too worried to go to the country after our interview. I haven't been to the country since then. So I understand what you're fighting for, but there's another alternative, is that you go to jail, they silence you like your book was #1 on.
But what's wrong with this other you? Like you said, it ain't been to the country since. So what's the fuck? Why would you not go to the country? Like you're not even wanted on that, man. You ain't got no cases on that. Obviously, my man's on the run, innit? So that's the reason, innit? You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, really play.
On Amazon, they've removed it. They do everything they can. They paint a certain picture in the media. You're banned already on most social media platforms. And then the same way with Imran Khan or Andrew Tate. I was going to interview Andrew Tate 2 or 3 days before he got arrested. The first arrest a couple of years ago. Andrew is still fighting the Romanian judicial system.
No surprise. He's an Andrew Tate fan. God damn. Hey, half the Thomas supporters support Andrew Tate as well. You support Andrew Tate's a nonce, bro. Are you mad? Like, he's actual a nonce. You know what I mean? I mean. Yeah, man. Andrew Tate is a straight bacon, because even Banksy thinks he's a nonce now. God damn. You know what I'm saying? That must have broke Banksy's heart. Shit. I'm glad I contributed towards it, Banksy. Yeah. Let it play.
Imran Khan is in prison, and the list goes on. Don't you worry that they end up putting you in jail and silencing everyone?
No, I do, but at the same time, the British, you know what they've made us into? In our DNA, our DNA, Mario, is to fight. It's in our DNA. Yeah, it's in every one of us. If you look at what our forefathers done, sacrificed, and went through, the most feared country on the planet from a little island. We as a nation have forgotten who we are. We as men have forgotten who we are. On the 27th of July, we reminded ourselves who we are.
You know what? Yeah, I think that's become a bit of an Achilles heel, you know. That's ended up with things like Brexit and all them other bits and pieces, right? Because delusions of grandeur, innit? Yeah, man, them ain't as important on the world stage as man used to be in colonization days, and you know. But yeah, I think that could be a bit of an Achilles heel still, because how long is it gonna take until the man them say, boy, you know what, this Brexit thing was mad. Car. It's peak still. But anyway, man, let it play.
We reminded ourselves that we stand up to tyranny. We don't run away from it. We fight. And you have two options in life. And there's options that since I started my activism in 2009, when I took on the Islamisation of Great Britain, it's fight or flight. It's fight or flight. And if I go to jail, each jail I've been in, I'll fight. I don't want to fight. I'm scared. But I'm quietly confident. I've come out of each prison looking as handsome as this each time so far. So I nearly got done with boiling water, and they put boiling water in a cup and put sugar in it, fry it in your face, takes your face off. So it's on a crime drama in the UK, 24 hours in police custody. I got prosecuted for stopping him. So I thought, everything you're asking me, I've took my mind to deep places in all these questions. Like at one point, I felt like I'm coming to the end of my time. in the sense, I don't know what I'm walking into. That's the truth. I don't know.
You seem different. You seem different. This interview seemed very different to the last one.
Hey, you know what's going to be mad? Yeah? If Tommy goes Belmarsh and comes out as Muhammad, that will be mad still. Right, babes? Hey, one sec. Let it play.
And I don't blame you. Like you're hours away. I think you landed in a few hours in the UK. That's why my questions were different to what I'm asking you now, whether you're making the right decision. And I'm sure your kids, what are your kids saying about this when you speak to them?
You don't want to know.
They don't want you to do this, do they? And they've been trying to convince you not to go. Is there no way you can continue this fight outside the country? You may not need to get arrested to keep this fight going.
There is, but I'm just, it's not in me, man. It's just not in me.
What's not in you? You can continue this fight from overseas, and then go back to the UK when the political establishment either changes or
Mario,
they start changing their ways.
I'd hang myself to hang them. Not literally. Do you know what they've done? In the last 15 years, what they've already done to me, what they've done I've been in 10 jails. I've been in 10 jails for my work. Do you know the best
How
thing?
long in total?
I've done a year of solitary confinement. But do you know which damaged me severely, man? It may sound crazy. I went into jail one person and come out the other. So when I'm looking at 4 years now, I'm thinking 2 years in solitary, that is. But I truthfully believe it's going to undo them more than me. When I leave jail, hopefully if I leave jail, I leave as the most credible journalist there is. Yeah. I believe on a journalist, and I do believe I stand and I'll die on that hill for freedom of speech and freedom of the press. And if I'm right, I've lived my life since my activism in 2009. I said, if you worry about consequence, you will never bring about change. You see, the people who brought about change, they sacrificed, every one of them, and they were willing to die for their cause. And I worried about consequence 3 years ago when I got this injunction. 4 years ago, for the first time, I betrayed myself because I should have played the film the next day. And I didn't play the film because I was scared. I was scared of going to jail. I was scared of the impact on my kids. And for 3 years, I left home and I had to leave home. I went to Tenerife, and then I went to Spain, and I went to Portugal. I've been all over. And I started in different cities on my own, and it's a lonely life, man. I carry on my work to come back in the UK. I can't live in the UK. I can't even get a bank account, Mary. Do you know what I just done 3 weeks ago? All the money I've been raising to fight this legally, they froze. They froze my money, man. So for my money to instruct a lawyer, Tide Bank have closed me down. So then we said, okay, the money we've raised, send direct to lawyers. They won't do it. I'm on trial next week. No lawyers. So I'm lucky. Do you know Ezra Levant from Rebel Media?
Of course.
I used to work for Ezra. So again, I've been in a mess, man, just thinking, I'm going back like a ticking time bomb, if I'm honest. So what do I do? And then I rang Ezra, or Ezra rang me and said, how are you? I said, bruv, they've done my banks, man. I don't know what to do. And they've done my banks. So we paid for the demonstration. We had 2 separate fundraisers. The money that went in for the legals, they froze all. And then they so I set up another account. They said, we will only send it to a company in that name. Sorry, I've just been quiet. So I set up another account. And then they sent it there, and it said pending for a week. And then that new bank emailed us, we're not willing to bank for you either. So,
Hey, what is it? Is it because of the tax owing situations why they're refusing to open his bank accounts or whatever? There's got to be something more to that. It's just refusing to open a bank account for you. It's actually illegal, isn't it? You know? So there literally has to be a reason why people refuse to bank with you, but man, you should tell us, innit? But God, then.
we flew to Portugal, and we set the company name up there. And then they said, this was 2 days ago, we'll only send it to a UK account. we can't get the money, man. We can't get it. So I rang Ezra, or Ezra rang me. This was 48 hours ago. Have you ever seen Ezra work? I used to work for Ezra, yeah? Jesus, man. By the time I got off the phone, he sent an email like this, yeah, to lawyers, QCs in the UK, instructing an emergency meeting, and he's standing here with me now. So he's come.
Ezra's with you now in I know where you are. I can mention the country, yeah?
Ezra's with me in Spain. He's going to be on that flight, and he said that he's going to push and help. And the way he's done it, because
All right, yeah. Hey, Nines, it's a guy called Ezra Levant, and he runs a media company in it. Not obviously Israelite Ezra that used to join the panel and that. Still, yeah, that's it. Rebel News. That's funny stuff. But yeah, man. Mate, so yeah, so this was just before the flight, yeah. I thought man was gonna get nicked in it still. I actually don't think, yeah. I don't think, yeah, that man's actually even gonna go jail, you know. Yeah. I'm not too sure still. But there you go. Let it play.
when we fundraise, they know where the fundraising goes, so they can just access the banks. With Ezra, they can't, or with Give Send Go, they can't. So Give Send Go don't buckle to them. So he's had a meeting, I believe, with the owner of Give Send Go. He's flown straight here, and we come back, and the fight starts tomorrow, bro. The fight starts tomorrow. So I think I'll be in jail by tonight. But I hope I get bail for the weekend, so I can be at my event. If I'm not at my event, I still know when I say this, Maro, remember I've walked the country for 15 years, yeah? In the estates that politicians don't go into, yeah? The 48% of our country didn't vote. That's where we're from. The disillusioned, the disenfranchised, the white working class. Now, I can't walk down the street in those places.
Yeah, this separation of working classes is like, that's like an issue for me as well, right? But it would be hard to be one of the supporters of any of the movements like that still, because like, yo, I'm forgetting that there's like other poor people out here too, like working hard, trying to get on, and so and so. Or the way that the man's explaining it is like he's talking like everyone that's not a white working class person has come here on some clergy plan to just dilute out the country and turn it into I don't know, everyone is like they come from Morocco or something. But man. My God, man, let it play.
For the reception I receive everywhere. So I've seen the change. They are creating a Robin Hood. They're doing it. So on this case, you know, it's a fine line. When a totalitarian government wish to oppress someone, it's a fine line between oppressing them and creating a martyr. I believe if the worst could possibly happen in my imprisonment, they'll create 10,000 Tommy Robinsons tomorrow. So I know that's a difficult, it's fucking been painful for weeks to just prepare and tell the kids. How do you tell your kids that when they... Do you know the worst thing, bro?
Hey, brother, listen, yeah, there's a town called Charlton in between Greenwich and Woolwich, right? So, or whatever in it, yeah, but yeah, it's a mad one still. Yeah, I know, I'm not too sure about this martyr business, man, but well, it is what it is, isn't it, man? Trying to do a fair review in it, yeah, so or keep it like PG, you know what I mean? Like, but like, yeah, I'm not too sure if man's gonna go to jail.
I'm not too sure if man's gonna get killed. Yeah, for those that don't know, that Tommy Robinson has already landed in the UK and he wasn't arrested at Luton Airport. You know, yeah, big up Luton Airport still.
I hold my hands up when I haven't been an angel in my life, bruv. I've done things that I should be punished for. Do you know what I mean? At times. In this case, it's the fucking total deepness of their lie and the injustice of all of it. And I think, you've already bankrupted me. You've already made my life impossible. You've already doxed my address. When they doxed my address in this documentary, they hired an Antifa extremist who threatened to murder my children as a final straw for the wife. Yeah? And fair enough, the best thing she could have done was put the children before us. So when this has gone on, I think you're not just happy at that. You now want to lock me up for years. But again, Mario, I'm not stupid, bruv. I'm a very calculated person. Instruct a lawyer, have closed me down. So then we said, okay, the money we've raised, send direct to lawyers. They won't do it. I'm on trial next week. I'm on trial next week, no lawyers. So I'm lucky. Do you know Ezra Levant from Rebel Media?
Of course.
I used to work for Ezra. So again, I've been in a mess, man, just thinking, I'm going back like a ticking time bomb, if I'm honest. So what do I do? And then I rang Ezra, or Ezra rang me and said, how are you? I said, bruv, they've done my banks, man. I don't know what to do. And they've done my banks. So we paid for the demonstration. We had two separate fundraisers. The money that went in for the legals, they froze all. And then they give, so I set up another account. They said, we will only send it to a company in that name. Sorry, I've just been quiet. So I set up another account. And then they sent it there and it said pending for a week. And then that new bank emailed us, we're not willing to bank for you either. So then we flew to Portugal and we set the company name up there. And then they said, this was 2 days ago, we'll only send it to a UK account. We can't get the money, man. We can't get it. So I rang Ezra, or Ezra rang me. This was 48 hours ago. Have you ever seen Ezra work? I used to work for Ezra, yeah? Jesus, man. By the time I got off the phone, he sent an email like this, yeah, to lawyers, QCs in the UK, instructing an emergency meeting, and he's standing here with me now. So he's come.
Ezra's with you now in I know where you are. I can mention the country, yeah?
Ezra's with me in Spain. He's going to be on that flight, and he said that he's going to push and help. And the way he's done it, because when we fundraise, they know where the fundraising goes, so they can just access the banks. With Ezra, they can't, or with Give Send Go, they can't. So Give Send Go don't buckle to them. So he's had a meeting, I believe, with the owner of Give Send Go. He's flown straight here, and we come back, and the fight starts tomorrow, bro. The fight starts tomorrow. So I think I think I'll be in jail by tonight. But I hope I get bail for the weekend so I can be at my event. If I'm not at my event, I still know when I say this, Mario, remember I've walked the country for 15 years, yeah? In the estates that politicians don't go into, yeah? The 48% of our country didn't vote. That's where we're from. The disillusioned, the disenfranchised, the white working class. Now, I can't walk down the street in those places for the reception I receive everywhere. So I've seen the change. They are creating a Robin Hood. They're doing it. So on this case, it's a fine line. When a totalitarian government wish to oppress someone, it's a fine line between oppressing them and creating a martyr. I believe if the worst could possibly happen in my imprisonment, they'll create 10,000 Tommy Robinsons tomorrow. So I know that's it's fucking been painful for weeks to just prepare and tell the kids. How'd you tell your kids that when they... Do you know the worst thing, bruv? I hold my hands up. When I haven't been an angel in my life, bruv, I've done things that I should be punished for. Do you know what I mean? At times. In this case, it's the fucking total deepness of their lie and the injustice of all of it. And I think, you've already bankrupted me. You've already made my life impossible. You've already doxed my address. When they doxed my address in this documentary, they hired an Antifa extremist who threatened to murder my children as a final straw for the wife. Yeah? And fair enough, the best thing she could have done was put the children before us. So when this has gone on, I think you're not just happy at that. You now want to lock me up for years. But again, Mario, I'm not stupid, bruv. I'm a very calculated person. I knew what I was doing when I put this film out. I knew I'd be sitting in this position. I knew I'd be going to jail. But I think that tomorrow, or the court case, will be more work than I could have done in a decade in exposing their corruption. So it's 10 years good work.
And do you think the strategy, and you are very calculated, so do you think there's a probability that you'll put so much pressure on them and you'll expose them to an extent where they have no choice but to give you justice? Is that what you're hoping for?
I don't think that, no. No, I never think, I did think that, but then when they started locking people up for shouting at dogs and giving people police sentences for saying words, I thought they don't care. They don't care. They really don't care. And the next steps of this is the more abuse of freedom. So they don't give a shit. I realise I don't care. So, but what I mean by that is we need a mass awakening. We need the public to be really awake. And we're getting there. So I think my imprisonment, whatever happens in that imprisonment, I'm blessed, Mario, in the sense that people know who I am. I can go to jail. The mother of my kids is a fabulous lady. And I believe people will support them no matter what happens.
Is it possible? I know you've got a flight soon. Last couple of questions, man. Is it possible that you don't go out on
Yeah, I got. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah, they check the mic now. Still. All right, give me 2 seconds.
So they can just access the banks. With Ezra, they can't, or with Give Send Go, they can't. So Give Send Go don't buckle to them. So he's had a meeting, I believe, with the owner of Give Send Go. He's flown straight here, and we come back, and the fight starts tomorrow, bro. The fight starts tomorrow. So I think I'll be in jail by tonight. But I hope I get bail for the weekend, so I can be at my event. If I'm not at my event, I still know when I say this, Mario, remember I've walked the country for 15 years, yeah? In the estates that politicians don't go into, yeah? The 48% of our country didn't vote. That's where we're from. The disillusioned, the disenfranchised, the white working class. Now, I can't walk down the street in those places for the reception I receive everywhere. So I've seen the change. They are creating a Robin Hood. They're doing it. So on this case, you know, it's a fine line. When a totalitarian government wish to oppress someone, it's a fine line between oppressing them and creating a martyr. I believe if the worst could possibly happen in my imprisonment, they'll create 10,000 Tommy Robinsons tomorrow. So I know that's it's fucking been painful for weeks to just prepare and tell the kids. How do you tell your kids that when they... Do you know the worst thing, bruv? I hold my hands up. When I haven't been an angel in my life, bruv, I've done things that I should be punished for, do you know what I mean? At times. In this case, it's the fucking total deepness of their lie and the injustice of all of it. And I think, you've already bankrupted me. You've already made my life impossible. You've already doxed my address. When they doxed my address in this documentary, they hired an Antifa extremist who threatened to murder my children. As a final straw for the wife. Yeah? And fair enough, the best thing she ever could have done was put the children before us. So when this has gone on, I think you're not just happy at that. You now want to lock me up for years. But again, Mario, I'm not stupid, bruv. I'm a very calculated person. I knew what I was doing when I put this film out. I knew I'd be sitting in this position. I knew I'd be going to jail. But I think that tomorrow, or the court case, will be more work than I could have done in a decade in exposing their corruption. So it's 10 years good work.
And do you think the strategy, and you are very calculated, so do you think there's a probability that you'll put so much pressure on them and you'll expose them to an extent where they have no choice but to give you justice? Is that what you're hoping for?
I don't think that, no. No, I never think, I did think that, but then when they started locking people up for shouting at dogs and giving people police sentences for saying words, I thought they don't care. They don't care. They really don't care. And the next steps of this is the more abuse of freedom. So they don't give a shit. I realise they don't care. So, but what I mean by that is we need a mass awakening. We need the public to be really awake. And we're getting there. So I think my imprisonment, whatever happens in that imprisonment, I'm blessed, Mario, in the sense that people know who I am. I can go to jail. The mother of my kids is a fabulous lady. And I believe people will support them no matter what happens.
Is it possible? I know you've got a flight soon. Last couple of questions, man. Is it possible that you don't go out on bail? Yeah, you don't go out at all?
Yeah, that's possible, bro. It's possible. So, and if that does happen, buy your train ticket, man. Be in London. Everyone. It's the biggest moment to send them, say, like, their purpose is to scare us. Their purpose is to intimidate us. That only works if we let them do it. Do you know the definition of courage is being scared, being intimidated, but still doing the right thing. So the right thing is to be in London for me on the 26th of October. I don't want to be.
Have they reached out to do some sort of deal with you behind the scenes? Has there been any communication at all with anyone from their side? Say, like, Tommy, do X, Y, Z, and you'll be good.
On the last case, they done that. They said, apologise. And I said, do you know, they sent me a letter over this case. They sent me a letter saying we're constantly prosecuting you. So I made a video and said, Mr. Attorney, go and fuck yourself. Go and fuck yourself, yeah? The film is going out. The film's out. So unlucky, son. So when you look at what I've said, I expect they're going to slam me. So
you're going to see your family one last time before when you land?
No. I think the police will be at the plane. I was a bit upset all this week because I was meant to have them for 3 days.
By the way, we were talking about this interview, and my teams like Mario were worried that Interpol or someone already got him because we can't reach him. I think you were MIA for a day or half a day.
Yeah.
So they were worried you're already potentially in jail in Spain. So my last question is, what's next? So when is your flight? When do you land? What do you expect to happen then? You go out on bail. There's the protest afterwards on the 26th. Documentary.
We land at 8:30. I expect to be detained. I expect
8:30. That's in how many hours?
UK time. I expect to be detained and I expect to be taken to prison. I expect then in 2 days to be transferred to a court to try and get bail for the weekend.
You're prepared to be in jail in 6 hours.
Maybe not prepared, but I may be in jail in 6 hours. No, I am prepared, man. I've had a long time to prepare myself. I got emotional last couple. I've just done a whole load of interviews because I think about my kids now.
Amen. And you've got the protest on the 26th?
26th, man. Hopefully it's the biggest sea of patriots this country's ever seen. That's what it was on the 27th. And we all get to send all of them a message. So the message is clear. You don't define who we are. Yeah. We don't cover our faces. We're proud of who we are. So anyone going, no violence, right? That's them instigating violence. We define who we are. We're the proudest people in Britain. We love our country, we love our culture, and we're not going to let it go whilst remaining silent because you scare us. So, yeah, man, just talk about it, Mario, please.
On it, man.
Cheers, bruv. Thanks.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
See you later.
Nigel Farage's Reform MPs have just voted against improving the rights of millions of working people. They voted against ending fire and rehire. They voted against banning exploitative 0 hours contracts. They voted against protecting workers from unfair dismissal from day one. They voted against stronger protections for pregnant women and new mothers. And they voted against strengthening sick pay. Conservative and Reform MPs have voted against all of this. Why? Because they're on the side of bad bosses. They're on the side of exploitation, and they don't care about working people. Conservative
British person, people often send me interesting things on the internet. One was a description of Donald Trump that was written by a British writer called Nate White. So I haven't heard this description of Donald Trump read by any British people, so I thought I would lend my voice to this rather brilliant description of the disgraced former president. Donald Trump lacks certain qualities which the British traditionally esteem. For instance, he has no class, no charm, no coolness, no credibility, no compassion, no wit, no warmth, no wisdom, no subtlety, no sensitivity, no self-awareness, no humility, no honour, and no grace. All qualities, funnily enough, with which his predecessor, Mr. Obama, was generously blessed. So for us, the stark contrast does rather throw Trump's limitations into embarrassingly sharp relief. Plus, we like a laugh, and while Trump may be laughable, he has never once said anything wry, witty, or even faintly amusing. Not once, ever. I don't say that rhetorically, I mean it quite literally. Not once, not ever. And that fact is particularly disturbing to the British sensibility. For us to lack humour is almost inhuman. But with Trump, it's a fact. He doesn't even seem to understand what a joke is. His idea of a joke is a crass comment, an illiterate insult, a casual act of cruelty. Trump is a troll, and like all trolls, he is never funny and he never laughs. He only crows or jeers. And scarily, he doesn't just talk in crude, witless insults. He actually thinks in them. His mind is a simple bot-like algorithm of petty prejudices and knee-jerk nastiness. There is never any underlayer of irony, complexity, nuance, or depth. It's all surface. Some Americans might see this as refreshingly upfront. Well, we don't. We see it as having no inner world, no soul. And in Britain, we traditionally side with David, not Goliath. All of our heroes are plucky underdogs. Robin Hood, Dick Whittington, Oliver Twist. Trump is neither plucky nor an underdog. He's the exact opposite of that. He's not even a spoilt rich boy or a greedy fat cat. He's more of a fat, white slug. A Jabba the Hutt of privilege. And worse, he is that most unforgivable of all things to the British, a bully. That is, except when he is among bullies. Then he suddenly transforms into a snivelling sidekick instead. There are unspoken rules to this stuff. The Queensberry rules of basic decency, and he breaks them all. He punches downwards, which a gentleman should, would, could never do. And every blow he aims is below the belt. He particularly likes to kick the vulnerable or voiceless, and he kicks them when they are down. So the fact that a significant minority, perhaps a third of Americans, look at what he does, listen to what he says, and then think, yeah, this seems like my kind of guy, is a matter of some confusion and no little distress to British people, given that Americans are supposed to be nicer than us and mostly are. You don't need a particularly keen eye for detail to spot a few flaws in the man. This last point is what especially confuses and dismays British people, and many other people too. His faults seem pretty bloody hard to miss. After all, it's impossible to read a single tweet or hear him speak a sentence or two without staring deep into the abyss. He turns being artless into an art form. He is a Picasso of pettiness, a Shakespeare of shit. His faults are fractal. Even his flaws have flaws, and so on ad infinitum. God knows there have always been stupid people in the world, and plenty of nasty people too, but rarely has stupidity been so nasty, or nastiness so stupid. He makes Nixon look trustworthy and George W. Bush look smart. In fact, if Frankenstein decided to make a monster assembled entirely from human flaws, he would make a Trump. And a remorseful Dr. Frankenstein would clutch out big handfuls of hair and scream in anguish, "My God, what have I created?" If being a twat was a TV show, Trump would be the boxed set. I'm Anthony Davis.